Hi, it's Karen, and today I want to talk to you about the surprise answer to how to have more effective enrollment conversations. And earlier this week, I did a webinar for my community about enrollment conversations, since these are something that every coach needs to master or at least become better at to enroll clients in our coaching programs. And it's something that is the most important thing we can do as a coach, is have these conversations and see if our ideal clients are fits for us. Who are these people that are a really good fit for us? So the surprise answer is that the enrollment actually begins before the conversation. And this is so interesting to me because when I first started out, I remember I was just talking to everyone about coaching. I was so excited about coaching, and people were signing up, and it was my passion that brought me through. And it was also my relationships with people that had gone on for years prior to this that made that happen. As you may know, I was in the estate planning field. I've been a university professor. I've been president of a semiconductor manufacturing company. So I had a lot of credibility and contacts before I even came into coaching. And all of that helped me. And then as time went on, I would notice that sometimes I was really on with my enrollment conversations, and sometimes I wasn't as on. And that had to do with my own energy and the amount of time and preparation that I gave to that. And as time goes on, I also realized that I was putting a lot of pressure on the conversation itself when I would just get on the phone and talk to someone and find out what was going on with them. And I realized that there were ways to do this to make this conversation even easier, more focused, and easier for both of us, actually. So so I have a few steps that I shared in my webinar, and I want to share it here with you too. So the first step is, think of a client who you've worked with that has gotten a great result, and reflect on that. If you're a writer, write about it. If not, just think about it. And I want you to think about two things. First of all, I want you to think about that result, and I want you to really take that in and understand that you had a hand in helping that person to transform their business or their lives, both probably, and be proud and acknowledge yourself. We don't acknowledge ourselves enough, I think, anyone in the world, and coaches, we learn to do that. So acknowledge yourself for that result and really understand that you helped them get there. When I did this, when I started thinking and reflecting on my clients, I was almost shocked at some of the results my clients have had, because I just know they're such amazing people and they're magnificent. And so when they were getting these results, it didn't really surprise me, because I knew how great they were. And yet it takes something to get those results. They put in a lot of time and energy to do that in their coaching, their investment in coaching with me, in terms of their time, their energy, what they were willing to go through to get to the end, to get their results, the actions they were willing to take. So just think about all of that. So think about the results, and only think about the results that your best clients had. Because here's the second thing I want you to think about. Before your enrollment conversation, I want you to think about who those clients were and what their characteristics were, and what the common characteristics are of the clients that get the best results from you. So you could think about some things like that they're really committed to their coaching, that they're able to make decisions quickly and move quickly into action, that they're not afraid, or maybe they are a little afraid, but that they have the courage to move forward in the face of that fear. Maybe there are other qualities and characteristics of the clients that really get the best from you. I mean, one of the qualities of my clients that get the best from me are those who understand the energy of everything that you do, and how that moves out into the world, and how that connects you with your best fit clients. So that's, and another client who really gets a lot out of working with me is the one who has already come from corporate. You know, my mantra to my business is success with ease and joy. And when you've been working 60 hours a week plus, like I was in corporate, when you're used to doing a lot of stuff, and then you come into your own business and you want to have that same amount of success, but you want to have a little bit more ease and joy, to go down to a 40-hour work week at the beginning is okay. You know, that works. That's ease. That's joy. So those are the kind of people that really get a lot out of working with me. So think about it for yourself. What are the qualities that your best clients have? The ones that are getting the best results from you, and they're probably the easiest to work with too. Okay, so then the second thing I want to share about what to do before your enrollment conversation begins is to measure the results you're getting with your clients. And it could be just a very simple measurement, like, you know, when we start our coaching, what's the main goal that you want? You know, I want to make an extra $6,000 in the next 6 months. Great. You know, where are you now? Well, the extra 6,000, I'm actually at 0. Okay, great. Then at the end, have they made their goal? Did they make their 6,000? Okay, then they're at 10. Now they're at 10 out of 10. If they even made 5,000 though, they're still, I don't know what the math is, but they're still, you know, 8 or 9 out of 10. So take a very simple measurement at the beginning and at the end of every single client engagement, so that you can, you know, and you can say, here's the percentage of my clients that given these characteristics and these type of goals, this is the percentage that actually make it. Or this is the percentage, the average percentage that people make towards their goal. You know, across all of my clients, 90% of them get to their goal, or across all of my clients, we have an average of 90% of the goal that is met. And I don't know, I take 90% for sure. So measure everything. If you don't have a way to measure, just use the scaling process, 0 to 10, and take maybe 2 or 3 things at the beginning of coaching that they really want to get better at. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is send out some questions prior to the session. So we're still talking about kind of that surprise answer to the question of how to be more effective in your enrollment conversations. We're still talking about something that happens before the session even begins. And there are bunches of questions you can ask. You know, I'm sure you've probably seen some of these web pages where you need to fill out forms before you speak in an enrollment conversation, and there's all kinds of different questions. 2 questions that I think that are really great questions and easy to answer and make a lot of sense, so that you don't have people writing a book to get into a session with you, is, first one, if we coached together for 6 months and you were a great success, our coaching was a great success for you, what would be that fantastic result? What would have to happen for you to look back and say, wow, this was a great amount of time and money and energy that I spent? So that's the first one. The second one is, if you have any testimonials on your website, ask the client to go read the testimonials and find out which one they relate to the most. So this does a couple things. This is so clever. And I got this question from a coach that I worked with a couple of years ago. The cleverness of this is, first of all, before your potential client comes into the conversation, they're reading all your testimonials. So you've got this social proof of what has happened. Oh, thank you for that like. Hi, Iris. So you have the social proof of what has happened, and that's great. The other thing is you can tell who they are and where they're at and where they want to go based upon the testimonial that they choose. So it gives you a lot of information. I actually wrote down a few other questions in case like you don't have testimonials that you could share. So let me see. What do you feel you need the most help with? That will tell you what they think the problem is. Now, it may not be the real problem. You know, if you talk to a lot of people and you've coached on this before, you may be able to give them some insight and a different perspective. But you want to find out, what do they think is going on? Oh, how much is each new client worth to you? That's a good question to get to. Is there a real return on investment in the coaching if they decide to move forward with you? Okay, thank you, Iris. Thank you for logging on briefly. I love it. Another good question is, where are you struggling in your business right now? Like, really get them to share what is the challenge that they're facing. And a lot of people will really write out from their heart, and you can tell if they're willing to look at themselves and move forward. Another question, which aspects of our programs are most attractive to you? So if you have a few programs out there, you might have them look at the programs and see what's most attractive to them. What are they really looking for? This gives you so much information before the person comes onto the line, and that you can really help them. Another one is, do you have a website or a web presence? And if so, what are the links? So maybe they're on LinkedIn, or maybe they have a website, or maybe they have a Facebook page. Whatever it is, you can go there and look before the session. Now, this also, the answer to these questions gives you lots of information, and you can go check them out. You can see what they're up to. And the other thing is, this is a little bit different. You can get yourself into a quiet place and do a little meditation. This is what I love to do. And after I've looked at all the stuff, so that's my doing part, I just get quiet and I ask for guidance on how I can best support this person. So after I've looked at everything outside, I'm going to check inside with my own intuition, my own inner guidance, and see if there's anything coming to me that I might be able to help that person with. Because if I can give them a new perspective or a transformation in our enrollment conversation, then that person is going to be a great client to work with for me, because they're getting a transformation already. So I know I'm helping them. And it's going to be easier for them to say yes if they are that good fit, because having a transformation right there in the enrollment conversation is a big deal, and it will give them a shift, like in their heart and soul, and move them towards wanting to work with me. So that's a little kind of behind the scenes. All right, so the last point I want to make about what to do prior to your enrollment conversation is to get into your essence energy. And your essence energy is the energy you feel when you are most alive, when you are most powerful, when you feel, it's like a feeling in your body. And to give you a few examples, my essence energy is tender exuberance. So I hope you can feel that right here with me today. I've had lots of different essence energy shared with me over the years. Could be a couple words: serene heart, powerful control, or it could be just one word, like somebody shared their essence energy was tulip. So it's something that brings an energy within you to where you are at your best and you are able to serve at your highest level. And that is kind of the last thing before you get into an enrollment conversation, is get into your essence energy, because then all of this will almost funnel down into you being able to be fully present for your client and potential client, I guess you would call them, and really helping them. Whatever happens after the session or during the session, that is, obviously, if we're having a session with someone, we want to invest our time and energy in that, and we want to see if we can help them as their coach. But even if we can't, we want to be able to have helped them in that one session that we've talked to them. So let's talk a little bit about this. Oh, hi, Melanie. Good to see you. So I'll talk a little bit about what to do, what the surprise answer is. First of all, you want to reflect on the best client. Thanks for the love. And the best client that you've worked with who's gotten the best result. What are their characteristics and what was their result? You want to measure all of your client engagements so that you really know what's helping your clients and what they're getting out of it. You want to send out questions before your session, and there are many different questions, but I say pick 2 questions. Don't send out like a whole group of questions. Just pick a couple questions that people can reflect on. And then also know your essence energy and get into your essence energy so that you can really serve that person in that one session. If you're in your essence energy, the chances of a transformation happening are very high. Oh, hi, Charmaine. Okay, there's another one here. I love it. Thank you all for being here. If you haven't seen this from the beginning, we'll post it as soon as we're done. So these are the surprise answers to how to be even more effective in your enrollment conversations. And if any of this has resonated with you and you want to share your takeaways with me, I would love to hear what was your biggest aha moment, what was your biggest takeaway, and if you have any questions, please just share them right here under this video. We'll be watching for it. So for now, I want to wish you amazingly effective enrollment conversations, clients that you can coach to your heart's content that really will be able to get their dreams come true. And till next time, I'm wishing you lots of success with ease and joy. Thanks, everyone, and hi again, Charmaine. Bye-bye.